Savage Dragon 15 from December of 1994. This is Possessed Part 2, continuing the storyline where the dragon gets taken over by this leech that drops down on his neck and possesses him to do evil things. So this came out a couple months after. This was October of 94. This is December. And Erik Larsen has a newborn child that he's taking care of, and he's not getting a lot of sleep. Mr. Larsen there doing all the heavy lifting. Pompous ass, Josh Eckhorn. So, you know, he's possessed by this leech, and, you know, we've seen what these leeches can do when they take over like a superpowered individual, but never someone as powerful as the Savage Dragon. So this is a big fucking problem because there's not a lot of folks that can go toe-to-toe with the dragon. And certainly not anybody on the police force. And Freak Force is out of town. So this is almost like a horror story, man. You feel like some intense fear for the lives of these characters and the drama of being confronted by like a trusted friend and a protector. It's a horrible feeling. If you remember like Temple of Doom, watching Temple of Doom as a kid, when Indiana Jones gets hypnotized or whatever and turns evil and he starts smacking around Short Round. It's like that, but way worse. And so he just obliterates this cop with his fist. I'm pretty sure that dude's dead. I don't know what happens here. He just takes apart an entire building with a punch, and then he's on a rampage. You know, there's a caption. There's captions in this books that we rarely get. This sums it up. Lord help us all. So it's, yeah, again, it's rare that we get caption boxes like these, but Erik Larsen is using them here to help tell the story of these characters through the perspective of the dragon. So it's kind of like his personal thoughts of his fellow officers. And, you know, his like, oh, this is a nice person or whatever. But it's juxtaposed by the savagery of the dragon being possessed in this issue. So, oh yeah, and we still get into what's also juxtaposed with Frank Darling battling Skullface. And so he's completely outmatched, but, you know, he's a survivor and he's scrappy. Let's see. So heroes are joining the fight to try and stop the dragon. Not having a good time of it. And the police aren't having much luck either. Look at that hand-lettered background, man. All those, I mean, the image is great, but like that, if that is hand-lettered, that's crazy. There's got to be a computer, but he says everything's hand-lettered in the letters page. That's what he says. And so, let's see. Yeah, the cops. This guy just wants the dragon dead. This Howard Nice Man. He's not a very nice man. Man, this panel shook me. Rita Metermaid here is, you know, she's in love with Dragon and she can't bring herself to shoot him. And he's just about to, you know, murder her. But thank God, William Johnson saves the day, pulls her away in time. We get a poster by Erik Larsen here. I think this was like potentially the cover of another book, but I cannot remember what the hell that was. Like Image Zero, maybe? I should have looked that up. So these homeless freaks, these guys here, we met them in issue 13. They try to help. And, you know, the shrew from issue 1, he was possessed by one of these leeches before. So he knows how to help, but it doesn't go well for them. Just a pile of bodies. Look at the size of that. It's pretty awesome. It's not going well for Frank either, man. He's just getting worked over. Then Alex Wild Dragon's partner tries to help, just spraying bullets. And she gets a building knocked on top of her. And then the superhero Star, who's been in a lot of issues recently, shows up and lights them up with these ninja stars. There's Frank hitting them with the fire hose. It's so they jump between these fights, so it's kind of, you know, from one page to the next, you're getting each fight. Star ends up with breaking a leg and a concussion. Then finally Mace, the vigilante, shows up, and maybe he can stop this madness. So let's see the letters page here. A lot more bitching about issue 13 when Jim Lee took over. It's also funny because I think somebody asked about Rob Liefeld and how obviously he's going to leave Image and start his own company. And Larson says that he's not aware of any such thing. But we're from the future, so we know that Liefeld does start a new company, but only after he leaves Image, after he's forced out by a vote from the founders, like less than 2 years after this issue. So next up is Possessed, Part 3, Issue 16. See you then.